Welcome to your daily focus for February the 11th, 2022. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I'm going to send it right back to you. We have the 11 energy today, master number. And even when you look at 2022, we have 3 2s there. So we definitely have to look at that in some aspect of the higher octave of the 2 energy. The 22 energy, actually. The 222. Sometimes you see that too, right? It was funny. My son sent me a picture of his house, and I did the numerology on his house really fast, and it was 13. But what was really amazing that the numerology called it out to me was that it was the 13th photo he had sent me. So it was 13 out of 13. So, watch the numerology because it's telling you things. It's telling you things to make you think, to go deep inside, to make you aware, to ask that extra question, to be honest with yourself and really get to the root of something. So the 11 energy is the teacher, the illuminator. The 11 energy will ask us for self-sacrifice, surrender, commitment, focus, integrity. And so it presents more challenges if we go that route. But going that route also makes the reward so much greater. Then, of course, we have the 22 energy, which is the master builder. And know under this type of energy that things can change on a dime. Miracles seem to happen. Serendipity comes into play. It's just one good thing after another, and all of a sudden it's like, how did I get here? Oh my goodness. Pinch me. Is this real? Am I dreaming? So that's potentially what this energy can bring in for some of us, hopefully many. If we do the numerology of the day, it is a 19, so the I am appears. I am, be the trailblazer. Who are you? What is that statement? Make that your mantra today. I am. And where do you see yourself in 6 months, a year, 5 years? I am. Finish that sentence. Say it with passion. Say it with energy. Jump up and down. Dance when you say it. Sing when you say it. Build your energy up. I am. I am. I heard I am a superstar. So I am. You can be a superstar, absolutely. Just making people smile by making a difference in the world. You can be a superstar. So many are gone, completely unnoticed. I am. What is your dream? What is your fantasy? What is your want? What do you want to bring into reality? I am. Sun is in Aquarius. Moon is in Gemini. I think around supper time, though, it'll pop over to Cancer, and we'll have the Cancer moon for the weekend. Oh, and Mercury. Mercury is caught up to Pluto in Capricorn. I think Pluto's sitting 27 degrees, so that's the 9 energy. And we've been talking about the 9 energy a lot. Making room for those new experiences, those new wants, those new beginnings, those new starts, that spark. So Mercury is caught up to Pluto. So deep conversations, deep thoughts. We could come to some awareness of ourselves that we didn't even know about. It'll be transforming for us. Knowledge, secrets, mystery solved. So you could definitely discover something very, or reveal maybe something about yourself or within yourself. Like you really didn't. It could be a long ago memory, although everything's in direct. So all the planets are in direct, I should say. I think the nodes are still in retrograde, but that means our energy is moving forward and moving faster. And we need to slow it down. We need to step on the brakes a little bit. We can't get caught up in that chaotic, fast forward moving energy. We have to remember to give ourselves time to back it up, to think things through. Today would be a very good day to take 5 or 10 minutes and just have a conversation with yourself, perhaps, or God, your angels, your spirit guides, to contemplate some things in your life, to dig deep of what's holding you back, or what brings in the fear or the anxiety. What are you afraid of in taking that next step? What barrier do we need to rip down? What mountain do we need to climb over in order to make it a possibility, in order to take that next step? Remember, we have the 11 energy with us today. So the teacher, but also the illuminator of our path forward and where we want to step. So for some of us, it'll be quite profound if you take the time, if you take the energy. But it could just happen too. As Pluto's one of those planets that it could just happen. You find yourself in a conversation, you overhear something, you read something. So it could be a very illuminating day for many of us. And it will be to all of us in some degree. Absolutely. Look at this. 3 of Cups, celebration, happiness, good news coming in. That's what this card is about. But we didn't look at the bottom one, shall we? Look at this, the King of Cups. The King of Cups is saying, do you have a strategy? Do you have a plan? Now, Pluto and Mercury are both in Capricorn, which means structure, order, a list, a strategy needs to be in place in order for us to truly move forward. Maybe we understand exactly what the strategy needs to look like for the first time ever. A piece of knowledge comes at us and we go, that's the part that was missing. So the King of Cups is all about preparation. In order to, this is to me, the stereotypical dad, okay, full of love for us. And he wants to make sure that you are okay. So what would Dad ask? Do you have enough money? Does the job pay well? Do they treat you well? Who are you going out with tonight? Who's their parents? Where do they live? What do they do for a living? Are you happy? Do you love them? Dad would ask us those questions, so we would remember to ask ourselves those questions when Dad wasn't around anymore. So maybe these are some of the things that we do need to ask ourselves today when we're sitting in meditation, when we are sitting in contemplation and digging in deep. Do I like my job? Do they pay me well? Do they appreciate me? Do I get along with my coworkers? Or do I give in that relationship? And do I need to take a little bit in that relationship? Am I giving too much of myself and not asking for anything in return? That's not healthy. That's not good. It should be a two-way street, or actually it should just be an infinity. Just going around and giving and taking and loving and sharing and supporting. And anyways, where were we? Oh yes, the beautiful 3 of Cups. So definitely celebration, good news. Something, the aha moment, the epiphany, the miracle, the celebration begins. You get that little oomph of something really good happened, or I've got an idea. You get that little bit of adrenaline just push right into and through you, and go with it. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, that's about letting our hair down, enjoying life. Remember, we have to hit the brakes a little bit. We can't be going too fast. It will want to. And that's when we're going to trip ourselves up. That's when we're not going to see that rock in our path and we're going to trip. It's going to slow us down in the long run. So you don't want to slow down in the long run. Take time for happiness, for joy, reflection. And this card is all of those things. It could be about romance. Definitely, this card is about romance. So maybe you meet your soulmate, your new best friend. Since it's a collective reading, it could be your new career or something that you just love to do. Maybe it's falling in love with yourself and who you are and understanding how worthy and deserving you are of whatever you want in this life. Oh, the Seven of Cups is back to tell us not too fast. Don't be choosing without asking questions, without thinking it through. Be careful what you wish for. I asked a boss for something one time, and that's what their answer was to me after they had to turn and try and hide their smirk because they were like, yes, somebody wants to do that. Someone's volunteering for it. And then they swiveled back and they looked me in the eye and they said, be careful what you wish for. And you can't take it back, by the way. You're so, because we grab onto that cup. I had thought it through and I was very happy that things, I did get that. It was for me. It may be not for many, but it was for me. And that's what we have to decide here. Yesterday we had temperance, but we had to find that balance. So, do we want, maybe you're looking at two different jobs right now and they both look really good, but one's going to have you traveling and living in different places all the time and constantly moving. And maybe it's province to province, state to state, city to city. And every time you start to get some friends and you all of a sudden you have to move again, and that might be a deterrent for that because you're a person that likes to have friends and close friends and wonderful friends all the time. You're a people person, and so you don't like uprooting out of that family setting, those little families you create along the way. And so maybe that job isn't the perfect, even though they're going to pay you very handsomely. This one fits more into your time and they'll keep you here. There's nowhere else you're going to be. You're going to be right here. And you can grow your family bigger and better, and that might work, but the money's really not there. Maybe I should do this for a couple of years, knowing that when I come back, my friends will all be here. So we're weighing things out. We're not just grabbing a cup and running, saying, I'm doing it, yay! Because we may trip because we're going too quickly. And some of those choices will be actually devastating for you because you didn't think it through. Because you just went with it. You grabbed it. As if you were drowning in the ocean and there was that life boy coming at you, a lifesaver, and you grabbed it. And they pulled you in. But they weren't nice people. And the nice people were coming. You just didn't have to panic. I don't know. It's just, I saw the waves and so we might feel like that today. We may feel like we're out there in the middle of the ocean on this buoy and we're just hanging on and do I want this boat? Do I want to go in that direction? Do I want to? And really think it through. This is a day that could be very intense and deep in our feelings and our wants. And so don't be afraid to go there. Have that conversation with yourself. And yes, remember, it will bring in an illumination, an understanding, a realization. Okay, let's get a mantra card, shall we? Letting go. Learn to let go. We can't take everything with us. Can you imagine all those toys you had when you were a kid? All those dishes you've bought throughout the years? All those plants you bought and grew? Learned how to make babies out of them and have a whole bunch of plants? What if we just took everything with us? How burdensome that would be. And so sometimes we forget that we need to let go. And that could be a relationship, that could be an environment, that could be a thought, a perception. We may have to let go because it's made us too comfortable. We're not challenging ourselves anymore. We may have to let go because it's become toxic for us in one way or another. We may have to let go because we can't hang on. We need to move in a different direction. We've been told we can't go forward in that way anymore. And that's just as hard. Learn to let go. Trust me, if it's supposed to be in your life, it'll come back in some way. So don't ever fear losing something forever, because that can't be unless it betters your path in some way going forward. Even if it doesn't feel like that. Trust me when I say that's how it needs to be. And so we need to let go. Maybe needing to let go of our anger towards another person because they hurt us. So allowing forgiveness. And no, I don't mean forgiveness that you're going to invite them over your house for dinner the following weekend. Oh, no, nothing like that. You're going to forgive them for being so stupid to not realize their actions or their words and how they hurt or how they tore you apart in some way. How they didn't see you and who you were and what you stood for. Because it was easy to see. For being maybe naive or selfish. You're going to forgive them for those things. Because really, forgive them. Let go of the energy of being angry at them. Feel sorry for them. Pray for them, for goodness sakes. But don't hold on to that anger, because that brings your energy down, and they still control the situation as long as you allow that connection. So break that connection. Forgive them for being so self-centered or so full of themselves or so blind to what really happened, what really transpired, and how it affected you in the process. Learn to let go. Okay, where's our book? Hiding under the deck. Okay, found it. Let go. So life is constantly changing. Nothing stays the same. People come, they go. Some exit quietly without you realizing it, and some go with a loud bang. In the constant flow and changes of life, we can get stuck with unhealthy habits, unhappy relationships, unrewarding jobs, unrealized dreams, and so on and so forth. You may have created an unhealthy attachment or bond to something or someone that is no longer serving you in a positive way. So, you have the courage to acknowledge the situation and know that change is needed and must happen. It also brings with it a newfound freedom and a spiritual growth. It so does. The mantra is, I'm ready to free myself from situations that no longer serve me. I'm ready to free myself from those situations, from those thought patterns. Let's get an animal. So yeah, it's deep. We realize some things. It changes our path in some way, or the way we are thinking about our path in some way. And chances are for the good. Pluto is our warrior. Death and rebirth. And Mercury passing over. And remember, Mercury just started going direct. So Mercury isn't just gone. Mercury's a little slow yet. Hasn't picked up the speed it's accustomed to moving. So we're going to feel this probably through the weekend. Okay. Our animal is, look at this, under the radar. Huh, under the radar. So, yes, it's not about talking about it to other people. It's going within. Really is. And wow, will it ever illuminate your path going forward? Like, take 5 or 10 minutes, seriously. Turn off the world around you. Don't worry. They'll go on without you until you get back. You do deserve that time, that energy, that focus. And think about what may be holding you back, what you really want to step into, something that's been bothering you. I hear plagues you. I've never used that word before, I don't think, but what takes away your time, your energy, your resources, or how you can build on your time, energy, resources, where you can open up areas for new beginnings, new starts, new energy to come in. Under the radar. It always tricks me because it's pronounced possum, but it starts with an O. So possum. So I always go right past it and have to backtrack every time in the book. Warrior. Oh my goodness, warrior. There's our warriors here in, we were just talking about Pluto. Practical and assess. When the oak is felled, the whole forest echoes with its fall. But 100 acorns are sown in silence by an unnoticed breeze. The possum is the master actor, knowing which role to play at the proper time. Possums have practical and intelligent energies that help them assess the situation as to which part they should play. If they feel threatened, they play dead. Possum has entered your life today because it wants you to embrace your inner warrior. It is time for you to go under the radar until the situation feels safe once more. Be careful how you use your words at this time. You may injure relationships and cause even more ripples. Instead, take the time to allow any arguments or miscommunications to quiet down, and then simply don't bring them up. You don't always have to be right, and sometimes stepping away from the situation helps to heal it more quickly and effectively. You may notice that work situations may feel difficult. Transitions may be happening. So don't start fretting about your job being in danger. Instead, let things play out around you. See where it ends up. See where it goes. And start to create your plan of different things that you can do. Nothing is immediate. Nothing is right now. We got to do it. We always have that little bit of time. If, when my kids were in the school system and I was dealing with 2 autistic boys, and so there was lots of school meetings. Oh my goodness, lots of school meetings. And they would say, well, we can provide this for your children. And I would say, I would like this provided. And we would sit there in our meetings and we'd talk back and forth. And I didn't ask for everything. I would kind of train my way to one major thing that I really wanted to be emphasized. And then if they wanted to add extras, and no matter how much I loved what we came up with, and we really did, and I always asked for the energy to go in with me. I always asked that they accompany me to say the words I needed to say to fill the hearts and minds of with love for my children while we were in there, so I could have the best of the best. And I really did get that. It really, try it. It does work. And the best advice I always got is, even if I loved everything they had written down there and I just had to sign off on it, I would say, I'm just going to take it home and read it through, just to make sure, I didn't forget anything. And they'd be like, oh, okay. And it would give them a little bit of pause on what they could have done differently, and maybe grow. And it was good because then I could process it. And I'd say 99.9% of the time, it was exactly what I wanted. Well, I would always want more, but I was very happy with what they were going to be doing for the next several months with my boys. But every so often I go, oh, we forgot about this, we forgot about that. And they'd be quick to scribble it in, and it was a done deal. So, so nothing is immediate. Think it through. Go deep within today. If 5, 10 minutes, really give yourself that time. Maybe journal it. Maybe just talk out loud. Maybe ask God, your angels, your spirit guides, past loved ones, to bring in the knowledge, the understanding, the wisdom. And chances are you already have the answers within, inside. Okay, until we meet again, remember, I do love you.